Okay, so today we're going to be covering, as I say, a very important topic. It's understanding the leadership points and how they work. A lot of people really don't understand what they are and what they mean to your business, but they are vitally important, both from advancing through the plan, but also for your income. Ray is going to be covering that today. So those of you that don't know Ray is a very successful traditional businessman. He runs a multi-million-pound software company. He has been involved in network marketing for 37 years, something like 38 years. So he started when he was about 2 years old. He has been very successful in that industry. He's been the #1 income earner with 3 companies, and is currently a #1 income earner with another company, which he's put to one side. He's been with that company for, I think, 15 years, something like that. Has never looked at anything else, or nothing else has interested him until CFX came along. But when he was shown CFX, he saw straight away how different, how special this business is. So he made an amazing decision to leave his current business as is. He's still earning money from that business, but he's not approaching anyone in that business. But he is focusing 100% on CFX, building from scratch. He's already director. He's pushing hard to go president. So watch this space in the coming months. Anyone that knows Ray, he is a human dynamo. I can't believe the amount of stuff that he gets done in a day. He's absolutely into absolutely everything. I love working with him because he makes me look good. His knowledge and skills, anything to do with technology is first class. But anyway, his experience will show here, and he will give us, as always, a very good training session. So over to you, Ray.
Thank you, Richard, for that incredible introduction. I really appreciate that, and yeah, it's always a pleasure working with you, as you know. And thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this morning's training. And this is a topic that we have discussed before: the leadership points, how these work, and how to use them. And now, even now, within my team, a year on in the business, I'm still covering this on a regular basis with my team, and particularly new team members that come in, because I feel that the understanding of the leadership points is actually one of the key areas of business, or understanding the Cash FX business. And once you understand the power and the mechanics of the leadership points, you'll begin to, I think, change the focus of how you build your Cash FX business and how you drive it forward. So let's move right along and start by saying that most people who join a business like Cash FX join because they see it simply as a way to solve an immediate problem. And that immediate problem that they're looking to solve is the lack of money. And we call that, in business, we call that negative cash flow. Most people in their lives have a negative cash flow. If you look at, the working classes, for example, they go out to work every week, they earn a pay packet, and they come home and by, the end of the month, they get their pay packet, and by the first week of the following month, most of it's gone, or pretty much all of it's gone. Or they're living on credit, negative cash flow. In other words, they've got more money going out than they've got coming in. And so some people who join a business like Cash FX, they'll put their last £200, $300 into Cash FX, and they'll view it as a financial life raft, and view it as a way of solving their immediate problem. And that is not a good way to look at it. And because people don't approach a business like ours as a proper business, they never adopt a proper business mentality towards it. And the result of that is that they live in hope, as opposed to working the business. If you listen to the words that every leader in the business uses in reference to their business, you will be very hard pressed to find a leader talking about hope. We don't deal in hope. We deal in action and plans. and we make plans for the business, and we carry out actions to execute those plans. So it's imperative that you treat your Cash FX business as exactly that. Treat it as a business, not as a financial life raft, not as a solution to your immediate problems. Richard mentioned I've got a software company. When my business partner and I started that company, we both agreed that over the first 3 years, we were going to put in not only an immense amount of time, but an immense amount of money as well to get it going. It certainly was a lot more than $300, I can tell you that. And we committed to that, and we knew that we'd have to do that for 3 years, really, before we made any money or even looked at getting our money back. So we treated it as a business from the get-go. And it's the same here with Cash FX. In other words, you need to be business-minded. You need to make a plan and stick to it. Many people in my team know that when I joined Cash FX, I looked at it and I sat down within the first month. I sat down and I wrote down a 3-year plan. So I broke that 3-year plan down into 12-month segments, and within each 12-month segment, I have 3 primary objectives and 6 sub-primary objectives. Okay, and so my first 12 months was all about achieving those 3 primary objectives, and I'll tell you what they were. Is that I wanted to be earning $20,000 a month by the end of year 1. I wanted a team of 2,500 people, and I wanted to be a director. I made director in 6 months, and I completed my 12-month plan by the end of November, and I joined in April. So you work out the math. It was 6 or 7 months, I don't know, which means I was ahead of the plan going into my phase 2, my second stage. So you make a plan, you write it down, you lay it out, you put it on the wall, and you say, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a business plan and I'm going to stick to it. I'm being business minded, okay? And I'll sort out my personal finances elsewhere. When you run a normal business, inverted commas, you need to consider many things. You need to consider, for example, money coming in. That's the sales of your business, okay? And those are probably the most important thing. You know, without sales, you really don't have a business. Then you need to consider money out. In other words, what are the overheads and what are the costs of your business? You need to think about profit and loss. Are you making enough money to cover, you know, do you have enough money coming in to cover the money going out and leave some for you? That's very important. Are you making enough money? Cash flow. Many people don't understand cash flow. And cash flow is, do you have enough money today to pay the bills of today, tomorrow, and this month? And will you have enough money coming in? Do you guarantee that you have enough money coming in to continue forward, to keep the flow of the business going? Your cash flow, you know, the rate at which your money is coming in and going out is very, very important. And that is all encompassed in cash flow. In other words, can you survive and can you grow? Because cash flow is king. In any business, cash flow is the oxygen that your business needs to survive. Okay? You'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. Cash flow is king. So cash flow is the inflow of money versus the outflow of money from your business. Okay? Cash flow isn't about the money you've just got coming in. Cash flow is the money going in and the money coming out. It's those two things combined, and it is king. It is above everything else. If you have no cash flow, you probably won't have a business for more than 5 minutes. Okay, cash flow is it. So there are 2 types of cash flow. There is positive cash flow. That is where the future inflow of money is greater than the future outflow of money. So, for example, if you look ahead 7 days and you've got $10,000 coming in, but you've only got $1,000 going out, that's positive cash flow. Okay, and if you then talk about the other type, which is negative cash flow, that's where the future inflow of money is less than the future outflow of money in your business. So, for example, if you look ahead 7 days and you can see that you've got $10,000 coming in, but that you've got to pay $20,000 out in costs and expenditures, then you are in negative cash flow. And that's not a good place to be in, okay? So in positive cash flow, your money in is always going to be greater over time than your money out. And the space between these 2 points is your profit, your margin, as we call it, before tax, okay? That's your margin, effectively, your profit, okay? Negative cash flow is the inverse of that. It's the money coming in is less than the money going out. So what you would have here is a loss instead of a profit, okay? So you can run a business making a loss, but you won't be running a business making a loss for long, all right? So positive cash flow, negative cash flow. And the truth is that many people live their lives in negative cash flow. And so they treat their online business, their CashFX business, like a piggy bank. And they keep